Now this next recipe is something that Mike and Ben learned on their little trip away together.
Yeah, they keep banging on about morning glory.
I don't
but because
understand.
they've experienced traditional Vietnam morning glory, I'm guessing it's going to be the best morning glory we could ever wish for. Morning glory.
Staying in is the new going out, but only if you've got great food and your mates with you. Unfortunately, we don't have any other friends, but the food is incredible. In each of these episodes, 2 of us cook up something awesome to share and to kickstart our big night in.
Get ready for a Vietnamese feast.
You are going to love this. We've got some fragrant Thai jasmine rice.
From Vietnam.
We've got the best pork dish from Vietnam we had while we were there, pork and clay pot. And we've got morning glory, full of chili and garlic. And
awesome.
We've got a few other little props and things to play with, a couple of chopsticks, and you've got in front of you as well, Vietnamese coffee. So we're going to make it now, because we'll enjoy it later on. So what you need to do is unscrew the filter, and place 2 heaped tablespoons of coffee in.
If it's easy, mate, I can run to the coffee shop and get you a latte.
Oh, it will be nothing like this.
You haven't tasted anything like this.
Then place on the screw.
Best coffee ever.
Generous squeeze of
pancake batter,
condensed milk.
Condensed milk?
Okay, so
amazing,
I've had a
mate.
Spanish coffee with condensed milk and that was incredible.
Then 1 tablespoon of water, and that clumps it all together, at which point you can go in with more.
And the reason we're serving them now is because it takes sort of 6-7 minutes to drip all the way through.
And you should be looking for about a drip a second.
Oh, I like that pork.
What's so good about it?
Well, first of all, it's tender. I like the fact that the sauce is quite thick.
And it has a real sort of sweetness to it.
It does.
Which was something I learned in Vietnam, first time I've ever seen it before. Starting off a dish with a caramel. So you make a caramel with oil instead of water and sugar, twice as much oil to sugar. As soon as it starts to caramelise, throw in a white onion, 2 shallots and 2 cloves of garlic, which have all been finely chopped.
So tell me about this caramel technique.
Well, it's new to me. I'd never heard of cooking onions and kind of base ingredients for stir fry in a caramel with oil. I've made caramel with water and sugar, but never oil and sugar.
While we're on the topic of different cooking techniques, Chef Dion has a question. He was asking about what the difference between braising and roasting is.
They're 2 slightly different cooking methods. Braising tends to be a wet cook. So it breaks down meat over a period of time with moisture and quite a slow temperature. Roasting tends to be a dry heat.
Right.
So it's a direct heat in an oven. It might be diffused like in an oven, but it's direct heat rather than wet heat. Next, for the pork itself, cut it into thumb-sized chunks, removing any excess sinew, and that can go in with the shallots, garlic and onion to caramelise too. For the sauce that goes around our pork in clay pot dish, which in fact isn't a clay pot, we need to add in a teaspoon of black pepper, fish sauce, oyster sauce, a stock cube and 250 ml of warm water. And the veg in here is spring onion. And they're pretty much thrown in for the last couple of minutes and it just kind of steams and bubbles in amongst the mixture, and then it's finely thickened with corn flour.
What's the story, morning glory? Should we cook this morning glory, Ben?
Yes.
To cook it, chunk it up in roughly these sorts of sizes. You chuck some chopped up garlic and some chili into some oil, leave that for a minute, then throw in your morning glory and you stir fry it in that.
And the very last thing, which I'm not sure they'll entirely know what it is, crispy garlic. We had this as a garnish on so many things, and particularly the morning glory, so good.
I have one question though about morning glory. I know for a fact that is not easy to get in the UK. What else could you use to get like a similar sort of effect?
Any sort of Chinese leaf, so bok choy, pak choy, you can have the same flavour, but it's different.
Sure.
Or you could just use spinach. We had a lot of it while we were away, didn't we?
You guys must have had a great time.
We had a very good time, it was enjoyable.
And we have photos to prove it.
No, we don't, because Ben took all the photos on his phone and then threw it in a bucket of sandy water.
Maybe slid off of a slanty service on a boat when the boat
was still, the anchor was down.
That was the problem. It was the anchor hitting the ground that turned the boat.
I'm hearing a lot of excuses, but I ain't seeing a lot of my photos. Thai rice for Vietnamese pork.
Couldn't be simpler. It's going into salted boiling water with 2 wedges of lime. And cook it until the rice is cooked. That's about 9 or 10 minutes of gentle simmering. But I can't take a huge amount of credit for this because this is a recipe that I was taught in the Vietnamese cooking school in Hoi An. Word for word, line for line. She showed me how to do it and it was phenomenal.
Is that the first time Ben's ever admitted to stealing a recipe?
Yeah, if you were the teacher in Hoi An who showed Ben how to make this recipe, please get in contact and we will reimburse you for all of your recipe development costs because He's just stolen that and has used it for our own good.
So if the coffee has been working, mics are still dripping, all you need to do now to enjoy your coffee,
Stir it up.
stir it up and enjoy it.
Oh, it's
Sweet and
really
intense.
good.
Ah, very good.
So good.
Right, whilst we enjoy our coffees, it's question time, people.
Question time.
This week the question is from Navya Charan and it's to Mike. If you had a chance to ride over a rainbow on a unicorn, eating marshmallows and singing "We're the three best friends that anybody could have,"
Yes, I would.
from the film The Hangover.
Yeah.
What celebrities would they be with?
Well, Denzel would be obvious.
Denzel Washington.
Singing
Yeah.
"We're the three best friends."
Also,
as what character?
I wouldn't pick a character.
Denzel from what?
Training Day.
Denzel from Training Day, singing "We're the three best friends."
Training Day Denzel is far too rough. my answer has some logic behind it as well, because he'd be behind. Because actually, from Gracie's podcast, she asked if you could be little spoon to someone's big spoon. I picked Denzel then.
yeah.
So I'd feel the support from Denzel behind.
It's consistency.
Yeah,
It's good,
obviously I'd be riding side saddle. And then in front, I'd like.
You can say Ben. It's all right.
I don't want to say Ben because the answer was celebrities. So I think I would have to pick Black Swan Natalie Portman.
Oh,
That would be a great image.
Well, to the trio.
the
The trio.
We're the
Enter Nam.
best friends that anyone could have, and then three best friends.
Such an idiot.